So I've added a couple more boxes, and now what I'm going to do is divide these boxes to turn some of them into cylinders. So I'm going to start with this one, turn this one into a cylinder, go from corner to corner. Sometimes you have a situation like this where it's really, really tight. Again, on the bottom section that touches the ground, and from there to the other corner, and then through the center, take it back to the vanishing point. What you're doing is essentially trying to create like a pie shape. Right. That one. That one. And then the last one. Okay. Once I have these subdivisions, I'm going to take the distance between this center and this outside and divide each of those diagonals, right, into thirds. So just typically just eyeball this to get a rough idea of where that should be. You can kind of also imagine that ellipse already beginning to happen. Right, so here it's just barely gonna touch that surface. So on each side, each segment, so you just barely touch that. If you make it right too much on that edge, make the curve right too much on that edge, it will not appear to be an ellipse. So here, just barely needs to touch that edge. Otherwise, the illusion of that dimension will be off. Sometimes I have to make little edits and adjustments as I go along, and that's okay. And the idea is to try to keep it appearing as clean of an ellipse as possible. I could also project these points. So I can map this out, or I can project the points up, just making sure that I'm perfectly parallel. Right, so this would project there. This one would also project there. Right, the furthest most point on that. This would be the furthest most point on that. And then I can use that. I'd have to bisect this one into those thirds, and this one the same way, bisect it into thirds. Barely touches that edge, touches that. You know, commit fully until I get most of the points, and it looks as elliptical as I possibly can get it, with nothing being too pointy or too flat on any side. And that's a cylinder in 2-point perspective.